do you coach individually anymore, or do you just have
yes.
You do?
Yes.
So you have people in your class that come and bring self-tapes to you and you work on it with them?
Yes, but also a lot of people that aren't in class, people that I've known forever. I'm so lucky. I get to coach all the time. I get to teach classes all the time. I get to co-teach classes. It's for me, it's an amazing thing that I get to do.
Yeah.
I get to act all the time. I get to act so much more than I would ever have gotten to act if I was an actor.
Yeah. From a coaching perspective, do you then prefer self-tapes because you get to work with them more and give them help give a finished product rather than you coach them and then send them to a room and hope for the best?
I do both. Sometimes I coach them and then send them to the room, and sometimes we coach while they're taping. Listen, everybody is different. All of you are different. And sometimes I like to say that what I'm teaching is, well, I always say it's not an acting technique. I'm not teaching you Meisner. I'm not teaching you Adler. I want you to have Meisner, Adler, Strasberg, Stanislavski, Michael Chekhov, everybody. I want you to go study all those people. And then I want to fill in the blanks. So we're not teaching a technique. We're teaching you basically how to act. And for some people, the best thing for me to do is to have a session with you and then have you sleep on it and have it do whatever it does inside of you. And then you get up tomorrow morning and then you go to your self-tape place and let's see what that performance is then.
Yeah.
Other people, I need to be in the room and I need to do, nope, go back. You missed that moment. Nope. What's happening in that moment? What do you think when he says that? Right. But everybody's different. And little by little, we get to know you and we know what's best for you. Did that answer that question?
Yeah. I was just curious though, do you get nervous nervous if you are working with somebody and they're almost there or maybe not, and then you send them off to the room and you're like, oh, I really hope they do, as opposed to like a self-tape where you can work and get them to where you want them to go?
Oh, you are adorable.
Oh, no.
You think that I can work in a self-tape and absolutely get you where I want you to be in the freaking 25 minutes you scheduled with me for 18 pages? Have you lost your freaking mind? Now, listen, if it's if it's somebody that I've known for a while
right.
and we have a shorthand, yeah, I can probably do it in 10 minutes, right? But if it's somebody I don't know, and the other thing is that people have a real different psychology about acting. If somebody picked you up in the mall and
where did that New Jersey accent come from?
Because malls are all malls. You don't say mall. You go. Everybody goes to the mall, right? So if CAA picked you up
internet. I don't go to malls.
I do too.
I online shop.
But still, a lot of kids do go to the mall and they're beautiful. And some casting director says, "Oh, you're great," and they get them a job, and then they get with CAA, and they don't know that acting is a craft and that you can be superb at it. They just think that acting is memorizing lines and looking really pretty and having good hair.
Yeah.
And so those people come in and, and they're getting to audition for the lead in the film because it's CAA and they don't know. Unless this person is a savant, I'm not going to nail it with them in an hour coaching. It's just not probably going to happen. They need to learn some stuff unless they're a savant.
So a couple follow-ups to that. Do you get, so are you, I assume I know the answer. Are you not satisfied then if somebody comes with a 25-minute self-tape, you don't get it? Do you tell them, let's work longer? Or do you just tell them this, you could do better, work on this more? Or
It depends. It depends. Completely depends on the person and the role and the given circumstances. A girl recently, beautiful woman, wanted to make, you know how sometimes you actors make tape because you don't have tape, and so you go to one of those companies that helps you. We use a company called The Real Essence, and they're gorgeous. Their tapes are beautiful. But I said to her, no. And she said, oh, no, but I need to make the tape now. And I go, no, you are not ready to make this tape. You're paying to make this tape.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not even an audition.
Yeah.
It's scenes that were written for you that are really excellent, and your acting is not there yet. Please wait. I know the people that run the company. I will ask them if they can, just not charge you, even though you're supposed to do it tomorrow, and let's do it in 6 months when you know what you're doing, and when you're listening, and when I'm not going to see you're not basically paying all this money for a bad tape. So, but that was this specific person. Another person who is perhaps an influencer with 20 million followers, I don't think and this role is fine. And what they're doing is very good. It's not great. It's not what a great actor could do. But I think they're going to pick the influencer over the great actor anyway, because they want the 20 million people. So that person, no, I'm not going to torture that person. I'm going to go make the freaking tape, go have a good time, and they're going to book it anyway. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It totally depends on your individual situation and this individual audition.
I appreciate that. I think that's important context to put in. And in that first case, that's something that frustrates me with actors is like they sort of take for granted auditions and they just want to get it done. And it's like, if you want to be an actor, you need to learn how to enjoy to audition and really work on it and really take the time to memorize lines and really take the time to figure out your background and your thoughts and go through all the clues in the script. And if you're not enjoying that, why would you be an actor? Because that's, in my experience, 95% of what you're doing is auditioning. So
again, I think it depends on the person. I don't think everybody has to enjoy the craft and working on it and doing the research and figuring out the history. I think some people can freaking pick up the paper, see it, do it, and nail it.
Yeah.
And they should just go with God and have a wonderful time. I resent the shit out of them, right? But it's like, I always say that some people come out of the womb and they can freaking play 13 instruments, right? I hate those people. I love them. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of those people because piano lessons for years and I still can play chopsticks and that's it, right?
Yeah.
So some actors come out of the womb and they just get it.
Yeah.
They get it in a way that most of us didn't. And you might say, but Leslie, you went to Yale. And I'm like, you must have been very good. You must have been one of those people that came out of the womb like that. I did. I came out of the womb being able to do a lot of it, but not all of it.
right.
And that's what I needed to learn that I didn't learn. So, yeah, if you are not a savant, if you did not come out of the womb being able to play the 13 instruments, being just a genius actor out the gate, then yes, it would be great if you loved the process of it. And if you don't, it's going to be a very miserable life for you because unfortunately you need to get that craft. You need to learn it. And if you don't think it's fun, then please God, why would you do this?
That's what I'm saying. But I don't even think you need to love it. I think you just need to be in it and not hurry through it necessarily. You know
I don't see how you be in it and you don't hurry through it unless you get the biggest kick out of it. Like to me, just doing this right now with you was about the most fun I could possibly have.
You got lit up there for sure. You got
Right?
really excited. How long do you think how long do you think is too long to work on a self-tape? And I know you want to come back to this.
Again,
and
I'm not going to
keep.
There is no answer for that. Are you putting on tape 18 pages that you shouldn't have to put on tape because didn't your union make it so
I
that
think
you only
it was
have to do
11.
8 pages and you get 48 hours? Don't get me started. Or are you putting on 2 pages? But that doesn't even matter. What really matters is how excellent is your acting? How quickly can you do what we just did here?
Right.
Is pick it up. If you can pick it up in 5 minutes, and then you spend 5 minutes, doing maybe 3 runs of it, it's done in 10.
Sure.
Okay. But that's what is interesting to me about you. That's what I kept listening to you. This is why I was excited to come and talk to you to see if I could help you, because those are the questions you keep asking casting. How long should I work on the tape? How long, that's not the question. The question is, are you a consummate actor? Can you look at this half page and nail it in 2 minutes? Can you look at those 18 pages and nail it in a couple of hours? Until you can, we don't even want to, you shouldn't be making self-tapes. As far as I'm concerned, as long as you've got a dent in your car, you shouldn't be auditioning. I don't want you making self-tapes. I don't want you doing anything. Unless you have a coach who, like me, can look at this for 1 second, tell you how to do it, and you can exactly do that.
Yeah.
Unless you can do that in a coaching session, I don't want anybody with a memory seeing you act ever.
Sure. That's very to the point, and I appreciate that, and that's very honest. I'm curious though, why'd you just look like you scared?
Because I feel like when I say something like that I'm trying so hard to protect you. And
Me specifically, or people in general?
An actor who would what was that word you said about me? I'm polarizing?
Polarizing.
Right. So I think a polarizing actor would maybe hear me say what I just said and go, see, she's such a bitch. She thinks she's this, that, and the next thing, and that I shouldn't even get to audition. Well, maybe you shouldn't be auditioning, right? And you don't know that.
Well-
and that worries me. And so I don't know how to not say this stuff, Mike.
Well,
I don't know how to not say that to
I
you.
agree. And that goes back to my point of the idea of like, it frustrates me that actors hurry through an audition and then send over something that isn't worthy of an audition.
They don't know. They don't know. They haven't had an epiphany.
Sure.
They haven't had the epiphany of, oh my God, I know what to do here. This is going to be, it's the difference between, I was going to bring you a cookie because I was thinking I'm going to have to tell him this. And I do. And I didn't bring you a cookie. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's okay.
Imagine that I show you a beautiful picture of a beautiful chocolate chip cookie. And then I hand you one of those incredible chocolate chip cookies from Starbucks.
Okay.
Which one do you want?
The real one.
Right. So I think a lot of people don't understand that there are real chocolate chip cookies on the planet. I think they only think there are pictures of chocolate chip cookies, and that's what they're bringing to their auditions.
Sure.
And so what I want them to do is taste the chocolate chip cookie from Starbucks, right? Yeah. And they're going to be like, dude, now that I've tasted that, that's the only thing I want to eat.
I mean, for what it's worth, you're selling your class to me right now, honestly, just with your passion and intensity. So even if you get nobody from this, it's working on me. You're like alluring me in a weird sort of siren kind of way with your intensity.
Well,
but
I wish it wasn't my intensity. I wish it was the substance of what I'm saying. I wish you were getting.
They go hand in hand.